And we're live at the 2021 back-to-school season kickoff.
Taylor in the QB position surveys his options. Now where is he sending it?
Oh, excellent decision on the mouth guard.
Wow, Ryan, it's a great passing play from Taylor to his mom. Will we see a touchdown, though?
And she converts! Taylor is ecstatic! The definition of teamwork.
Absolutely, Ryan.
You can't see it on the camera, so I think maybe a flag was thrown for after play.
He had the body language of what's going on here as he talks to the officials. So we definitely had a free kick out of bounds on St. Peter's Prep, but we're trying to sort out the other pushing and shoving, and Justin, as you said, kicking potentially on what came after, as now it looks like we'll get a call from our official.
I saw it on DePaul, if that makes any difference. But certainly there was shoving and words said between both teams, and the ball's being set.
Free kick out of bounds after the play, personal foul on DePaul. So Justin, you had that one right from when it happened. So that basically negates the free kick out of bounds.
Yep.
They're going to spot the ball, looks like right at the 20-yard line. So just as good as a touchback for the Marauders.
Both offenses this game, Kevin, have been shooting themselves in the foot due to penalties. You can't have it.
So the ball spotted at the 20-yard line. A free kick out of bounds on St. Peter's Prep is negated on the personal foul on DePaul. So it looks like we're ready to finally play here in the third quarter, and we are. A.J. Rodriguez in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, and he'll hand off right over the middle is Anthony Almeida, and he gets brought down after a gain of 4 yards.
Gritty run with yards after the contact. Basically contacted at the line of scrimmage, Almeida is, as he checks out of the game. Basically contacted at the line of scrimmage, but he's able to churn out 4 more yards, and that's staying on schedule. If you're DePaul, it's staying on schedule, staying on the game script, and that's exactly what you want to do to start this second half.
Coming into tonight, Almeida had 46 carries for 270 yards and 3 touchdowns in DePaul's 3 games this year. There's a handoff. That goes nowhere. The first man in the backfield for St. Peter's Prep was London Robinson. And that will bring up 3rd down and long. They'll lose a yard. It'll be 3rd and 7.
There was some breakdown there offensively on that line, because Robinson basically took that handoff and greeted him in the backfield.
So 3rd and 7 for DePaul on the opening drive of this second half. DePaul has been able to control the clock so far in this game. We mentioned in the first half, held the ball for over 15 and a half minutes. They only played 24 to 12-minute quarters here in New Jersey high school football. Rodriguez under pressure, rolling out, throws to the near side, and throws right into the St. Peter's Prep bench. He hit a coach, that falls incomplete, and I'll bring up 4th down and 7, 3 and out for DePaul on the opening drive of this second half.
And I see that's a great job by St. Peter's Prep's defense right there, because so many times in the first half, A.J. Rodriguez would roll out of the pocket. Maybe he would extend plays with his legs, run the ball. But you had there, Avery Powell was really smart, came down from the secondary, and I'm sorry, you're not outrunning Avery Powell. You go to outrun those defensive linemen, you're not outrunning that guy, and great job to force A.J. Rodriguez to throw the ball away. 3 and out for DePaul. St. Peter's Prep forced it. They'll get the ball back, hopefully in favorable field position.
Fitzroy Legister stands in between the 50 and 45-yard line. He comes all the way up to midfield to field, makes a man miss, makes another miss, makes a 3rd miss. Now he tries to evade tacklers. He still does. Fitzroy Legister is still on his feet. Now tries to spin backwards, and he's finally brought down from behind. Needed 8 Spartans to take down Legister, and St. Peter's Prep will start up at the DePaul 48-yard line.
Kevin, that was one of the most impressive 4-yard punt returns I've ever seen in my entire life. It is so tough to bring down Fitzroy Legister in the open field.
Number 1, because of his speed, he's an all-state track runner for St. Peter's Prep, and also now what we've seen because of his elusiveness.
Yeah.
It took 8 Spartans to bring him down, and Justin, as you mentioned, he only gained about 4 yards. on the punt return. So out comes Champ Long and the St. Peter's Prep offense, who's did nothing really in that first half. Long, back to pass, rolling out, throws deep downfield. He's got a man! Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Landers Green. The second time Long has aired one out downfield that his receiver hadn't been able to reel in.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a tough critique for Champ, but I think on both throws where Champ has thrown for over 20-plus air yards, Champ should lead him a little bit more. Where the St. Peter's Prep receivers, they have separation. Champ, I know he has the arm strength to lead his receivers a little bit more. Trust that they're going to be able to get there. Thrown in front of them. That was a little behind. Still a good throw. Maybe you got to come down with it. But I know Champ can put that ball out a little bit more in front of him.
So now it's 2nd down and 10 from the 49-yard line for the Marauders. 10:03 left to go here in the third quarter. St. Peter's Prep with a 7-0 lead thanks to their special teams unit. Hand off to Sam Slade, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Now it's 3rd and 10. And they'll say he gained a yard, so we'll call it 3rd and 9. And Justin, we talked about it in the first half. We're seeing the same offense we saw in that second half against Seton Hall Prep, where in the first half the Marauders just marched down the field. But over these past now 4.5 quarters of play, haven't seen much.
Producing explosive plays is so important in football, and it's very important for this Prep offense, and they haven't been able to do it.
Play action, Long rolls out to his right. He's got a lot of room. Now he gets rid of it, and he overshoots his intended target of Zion Fowler, who was trying to find him right around the 25-yard line. And the Marauders go 3 and out on their first drive of the second half with 9:18 to go in the quarter.
So it's 2 potential plays where you had wide receivers open and couldn't deliver, 2 explosive plays that didn't wind up happening for you. And so you take the positive signs. The fact that you're at midfield, you have an opportunity to pin back to Paul. But you take those small little victories. That at least you had two of those explosive plays that could have happened on this drive.
Long gets the punt away, a high end-over-end kick that bounces inside the 20-yard line, and it actually bounced out of bounds. The referees will spot it directly at the 20-yard line with a penalty marker back behind the play where Long punted the ball. Looks like this might be a hold on the Marauders, and it will be. So DePaul will tack that penalty yardage on from the end of the punt with 9:09 left to go in the third quarter. And they will take over 1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line.
10-yard penalty against the Marauders. Spartans will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So DePaul has a lot of plays in the game log right now. So St. Peter's Prep is able to see, well, here's what they like to do in this situation. Their defensive coordinator, you're able to make an adjustment. Coaches are able to make an adjustment. Players are starting to learn the offensive lineman. Hey, how does this guy like to block me? How does this guy want to attack me? So maybe some of the things that DePaul has done in the first half, they may have to get a little bit more creative in terms of how they move the ball. What is the plan, going back to kind of like one of my keys before the game? What is the game plan if your first option doesn't always work?
And this option will be a handoff. And going back 10 yards is the running back Johnson. And he gets pushed out of bounds. He turned a 10-yard loss into only a 5-yard loss, but it's 2nd and 15.
Knocked out of bounds after a 5-yard loss.
Justin, that's not the way you want to be going if you're the Spartans right now.
No, especially I do want to see them, utilize the middle of the field a little bit more with their tight ends and with their bigger skill position guys, because that did work in the first half. And
Aiden Halas.
There's been a few times where DePaul has set themselves up because of not early down ineffectiveness, where you're setting yourself up in 2nd and longs and also 3rd and longs, and also penalties too, which they've had some few penalties this game.
Rodriguez throws over the middle. There's Halas, and he gets a completion, and he picks up about 7 yards, but it'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Good for 8 yards.
Justin, as you were making that point, I was going to say they had a lot of success with throwing their junior tight end Halas up the seams, and he's been open, as actually that time it was Jake Kukara on the reception. But again, those tight ends have been open up the seams for DePaul.
Absolutely.
We'll see what they do here. 3rd down and 8 7:45 left to go in the third quarter. Both teams traded 3 and outs to open this second half. Rodriguez takes the snap, back to pass, throws over the middle, in and out of the hands of Kukera. 3 Marauders were in the area. No one was able to reel it in, and it's 4th down.
So after Kukera has some nice plays, you see that time the St. Peter's Prep defense, there was 3 defenders around the tight end running a little out route, going towards the sideline. And it forces a 4th down, forced the incompletion. That's a great job by the St. Peter's Prep defense. 2 3 and outs to start the second half.
Getting checked out on the sideline, Jaden Bunsu came over to the sideline to get checked out by the athletic training staff, as that's a high but short punt. It'll bounce at midfield. It'll take a St. Peter's Prep bounce, and it will be down by DePaul there. So, Justin, back-to-back possessions here in the second half for St. Peter's Prep. They're going to be set up shop in great field position. They're going to be at midfield here. On their last drive, they couldn't take advantage and went 3 and out.
I mean, if there's a drive to do it, it's right now. I mean, this is a at least 3 points. You feel confident in Nico Duarte if you do get in field goal position to put 3 on the board. But I mean, this is a gift-wrapped opportunity to at least move the ball 30 yards, get a few first downs here, to put yourself in the red zone for an opportunity to put some sort of points on the board. It would be the first points that the St. Peter's Prep offense has scored all day due to the special teams touchdown that's already on the board.
Yeah, offense have been standing in place so far tonight, as there's a handoff to Sam Slade, and he picks up 2 yards on the carry as the Marauders go inside DePaul territory. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And Kevin, one of the staples of the St. Peter's Prep offense that we really haven't seen in the last 4 quarters, going back to the second half of Seton Hall, and now this half of a quarter that we've had against DePaul, and I'll finish my point after the play.
As you can finish it now, Marauders look to the near side to change the play.
There's been nothing easy. There's been nothing easy for St. Peter's Prep. I love this offense where they get their wide receivers involved in screens. It's been nothing easy. Slade
takes a handoff there and goes nowhere. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down and 8.
The quick passing game hasn't been used. I mean, Champ Long's 2 biggest pass attempts today have been, 2 big, air yard throws where receivers have had the ball in their hands, but due to good defensive back play, the balls fell out. This Prep offense is known for being quick, for being up-tempo, and they just haven't had those easy plays for the last couple, basically the second half of last game and now the first 2 quarters of this game.
Under 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Play action, Long under pressure. He's got to get rid of it. Rolls out to his right, throws to the far side. It's complete, but it's short of the first down marker. Fitzroy Legister was in on the reception, and it will bring up 4th down and 4. And here comes the punt team for St. Peter's, and Champ Long not happy about that decision.
He wanted to go for it. He wanted to go for it.
Justin, I'm curious. I know you have a 7-point lead. Do you think about running a fake here with how well your defense has been playing?
Yeah, I mean, especially because they made the decision a couple weeks ago to put Champ Long as their punter. Nico Duarte is no longer their punter. So there obviously is an opportunity for a fake here with your quarterback as your punter.
High snap. Long fields it, and it's blocked. Long's punt is blocked. It takes a big hop off the turf. The 2 teams converge on it. And DePaul looks like they jumped on top of it. And they did. DePaul comes in and blocks the punt. On the other end, Altrike McElevin with the recovery, and DePaul set up shop, 1st down and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
Now that's a great job by DePaul for falling on that, because after the DePaul defender, if I'm getting the rules correct here, Kevin, after the DePaul defender blocks and tips that ball, St. Peter's Prep, anybody on that St. Peter's Prep team could have picked that ball up and actually went for a 1st down. So it was a really great job by DePaul to fall on that, and it's 1st down, and now they have favorable field position themselves.
4:59 left to go in the third quarter. Offenses have not done much tonight. There's a keeper by Rodriguez. He makes a man miss. He's at midfield, and a penalty marker comes in way late as Rodriguez was pushed out of bounds.
Block in the back.
Rodriguez on the keeper.
I don't know how much, if they do call block in the back, I don't know how much it would have had an impact on the play, but I did see a block in the back on a wide receiver to a defensive back.
Penalty markers thrown at the St. Peter's Prep 48-yard line,
Block in the back.
and it is a block in the back on DePaul, so that will back them up from the spot of the foul, and it should only set up a first down and 12-ish situation, and I think actually it'll be first down and 13 for the Spartans.
First down and 13.
So all things considered, you're still behind the chains,
Yep.
but not that bad, although you could have been around the 35-yard line of St. Peter's Prep without the penalty. So first down and long. Rodriguez lost the snap, took his eyes off of it. He's under pressure, and he's going to go down. Rodriguez either wasn't ready for the snap or took his eyes off the snap, and a once promising drive turns into a disaster for DePaul. It's now second and about 25, maybe 30.
Second time this game, whether it's a focus situation, whether it's a center to quarterback, snap count issue, and again, early down ineffectiveness, and that was early down ineffectiveness on steroids there for DePaul being back now so far.
It's second down and 23 with 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. DePaul offense going backwards thanks to a penalty and a sack. They're going to air one out deep downfield. Incomplete. Penalty markers do come out. The pass was intended for Marshawn Ferguson Jr. Looked like it was Jaden Bonsu in on the coverage, and it looks like we're going to have a pass interference on the Marauders.
Now, you know, Kevin, putting your hands up and not making a play on the football, that unfortunately does not count as not interfering with the pass. You got to make a play on the football. You got to turn your head.
So the referees will mark off the 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. And because it was second down and 23, it'll still be second down at the high school game. The pass interference, not an automatic first down. So it's second down and 8.
That's big.
Coming up for DePaul. So after the defensive pass interference, the ball's moved 15 yards closer, but it's not an automatic first down. It's second down and 8 for DePaul. 3:52 to go in the third quarter. Rodriguez, call his own number, breaks a tackle, dives forward, trying to reach for the first down marker. The ball came out. Referees are going to say he was down, and they'll give him the first down. So Rodriguez picks up the first down. It'll be first and 10 at midfield for the Spartans.
It's a great job by Rodriguez. Edge rushers are going up the field. Take advantage and call your own number and move those chains. Resets, just, you know, that was big there. You know, even on that pass interference, a second and 8, there's no guarantee of getting a first down with how tough it's been to move the ball. So reset, get on midfield, and now you're back on schedule. You're back on the game script.
So first and 10 from exactly the 50-yard line for DePaul. 3:15 and counting left to go in the third quarter. That'll be a handoff. No, Rodriguez will keep it. He's been doing that a lot in this second half, and he picks up another first down. Down around the 38-yard line is the DePaul quarterback. He ran the option with Tyler Brown. He kept it himself.
Kevin, that is so tough to defend. You know, I was listening to Ray Lewis week 1 when he was on the Monday Night Football telecast with Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, and Ray Lewis said, in terms of how do you defend a guy like Lamar Jackson and the option, that's something that has to be decided pre-snap. Hey, defender, you're going after the quarterback, I'm going after the running back. It's so tough to defend that read option.
This time it's just a simple handoff to Almedia, and he runs forward for a gain of 1 and second and 9.
You know, so unless, you know, there's communication between linebacker and defensive end saying, hey, you're going to account for the running back on this play. Hey, I'm going to account for the quarterback on this play. So unless that communication is happening pre-snap, or if that's something that's known, then it's kind of just you're kind of winging it, and whoever can see the ball first, that's who you're going to go after as a defender.
2:08 left to go in the third quarter. 2nd down and 9 for DePaul. Rodriguez again going to call his own number. Spins out of a tackle. And he might have lost the yard on the play. He did. 3rd down and 10 coming for the Spartans. Under 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Justin, I'll ask you that question. What do you do here?
No, what do you do here? I mean, I'm frankly, again, I'm looking at your skill position players. I'm looking at your big skill position players. I'm looking at your tight ends that have been the most consistent way to move the ball throughout the air today.
3rd down and 10 from the 38-yard line of St. Peter's Prep for DePaul. Under 90 seconds left in this third quarter. And penalty markers come in before the snap. That'll be a false start penalty on the Spartans. So that'll back them up 5 yards, and they'll bring up 3rd and 15.
Kevin, it looked like they were going to run it that play. I didn't see a lot of movement of wide receivers going down the field. So, again, those are cues as a coaching staff that you want to see, at least when the ball was snapped and you're able to see what DePaul was going to do in that situation. That stuff is key to pick up tendencies of a team.
So 3rd down and 15 now for DePaul. 1:10 left to go as the snap is botched and St. Peter's Prep recovers. The snap was botched. It was recovered by London Robinson, who fell on it at the 45-yard line.
Oh boy.
And it was actually Logan Barnes who picked up the fumble. London Robinson was also in, and we have an injured Spartan down on the ground. And St. Peter's Prep will take over with 1:03 to go in the third quarter. Number 72, Robert Terrios, is down for DePaul, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain. So Terrios down for the Spartans. We'll step aside for a break. St. Peter's Prep going to take over after the fumble with 1:03 left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a break right here on the NFHS Network. Screen pass out in the flat, caught, and it's a touchdown for St. Peter's. O'Donnell swinging away, puts it over the shortstop's head. That's a base hit. It'll score 1. Faraz on his way home. Throw is not in time. Going quickly, Bullock takes the snap, throws to the far side. Wide open touchdown.
In there, called strike 3 looking. Mulcahy strikes out the side. He's perfect through.
Terrios able to walk off under his own power after the turnover of the fumble, first turnover of the game. 1st down and 10 for St. Peter's Prep from their own 45-yard line. Justin, this is their 3rd drive of the second half. They've been in excellent starting field position each of the first 2 times, and they both had 3 and outs. Long throws, Fitzroy Legister at midfield. He's got the catch, and there goes his wheels. A 15-yard catch and run to Fitzroy Legister. And the Marauders are inside the Paul territory with under a minute to go in the third quarter.
You know, Kevin, that's like I was talking about before. The quick intermediate passing game and easy plays for the St. Peter's Prep offense, they can do it, and they can do it through the air. Because running the ball hasn't really been effective for them, but getting those quick passing game, getting the quick plays from the passing game in the intermediate part of the field, that's what they need to do.
Hot pass there. Shenik trying to turn the corner, reverses field, and he'll pick up about 4 yards. A good effort there by Jam Shenik. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 with under 20 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And now we're going to get tempo going. This is what the St. Peter's Prep offense is about. This is what they're about.
10 seconds left in the third quarter. Now 9, 8, 7, 6. Long takes the snap. Throws. Legister again, same play. Cuts up field and a shoestring tackle right around the 25-yard line. It'll bring up a 1st down and 10. It moves the chains, and that does it for the end of the third quarter. We're headed to the fourth quarter. 12 minutes left in regulation. The Marauders are on the move. They lead DePaul 7-0 at the end of 3 quarters here in the National Game of the Week. We'll step aside for a break and be back for the final 12 minutes of regulation right after this.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in sports marketing or creating impactful sports content? You can get experience in high school by being a part of the RISE program powered by Ortho Carolina. It will give you a head start on an exciting career. The RISE program exposes students to industry professionals and gives them real-world experience by creating content and marketing the teams at their own high school. To find out how you can be a part of RISE, email us at contact@readinessandsportseducation.org.
Back here for the start of the fourth quarter. The NFHS Network National Game of the Week here on D1 Media Pro. I'm Kevin Connolly, joined alongside Justin Pennick as well as Joseph Henry. St. Peter's Prep after the fumble by DePaul on the move. First down and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Marauders. Their offense has been scoreless tonight. The only score of this game, a blocked field goal and a 97-yard touchdown return by C.J. Wesley. Long in the shotgun, takes the snap, pump fakes. Now he'll look to run, and he's going to be brought down from behind. Quayer Price in on the sack. It'll be a loss of 4 yards.
Price has been their defensive MVP so far this game. He has made numerous great plays, and another great play that he made right there to force a second and long. Four-star recruit, I believe Price is too.
Second down and 14, 30 seconds gone here in this fourth quarter. Just in a fast-moving game.
Absolutely.
These two teams really not able to get anything through the air, keeping it on the ground, and thus the clock continues to move. Slade next to Long in the shotgun. Takes the snap, under pressure once again, steps through the pressure, now around it, rolls out, Champ Long on the move, stays in bounds, and he's tripped up with a penalty marker coming in late. Long picked up about 7 or 8 yards on the carry, and penalty markers came in as he was pushed out of bounds.
And is this half the distance to the goal?
We'll have to wait and see what the official wording is of the penalty. Clock is stopped with 11:04 left to go in the fourth quarter. Dead ball, personal foul on DePaul. So that'll give the Marauders a free first down and half the distance to the goal. That'll be first down and 10 from the 11-yard line. So the Marauders can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown.
All right. So, Kevin, we talked about it when DePaul was in the red zone. They wound up getting 0 points because of the special teams touchdown and the blocked field goal, but everything gets harder in the red zone. Field shrinks.
Handoff, Slade, and he's tripped up in the backfield. Justin, your player to watch today, Chris Chiza, in on the tackle. And it'll go as a loss of 2.
Great player, and he's aggressive, he's fast. Great tackle there on Slade. If you hit him too high, he may break it. He's going to get yards after contact. Nice job going after the ankles and getting him down to the ground.
And Justin, in my opinion, this is a spot on the field if you're St. Peter's Prep where you don't want to lose yards. You're inside Nico Duarte's field goal range, and a field goal puts you up 2 possessions.
Absolutely.
With time running out, 10.5 left to go in regulation. Long adjusts the play at the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap, pump fake, swing pass, out to Slade, tries to make a man miss, he's inside the 10-yard line, and he's pushed out of bounds right around the 9.
Out at the 9-yard line.
So it's a pickup of 3, third down and 9. Marauders can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. And Justin, just for this third down play, how impressive has this DePaul defense been tonight? How impressive has the DePaul defense been tonight?
Oh, they've been very impressive. I mean, Kevin, especially to limit the explosive plays where this drive, it's been because of some penalties, it's been because of some miscues, it's been because of a turnover on defense side of the ball. DePaul's defense has certainly clamped down. They put a very impressive effort forward tonight.
Third down and 9. Long, back to pass, throws wide open over the hands of Fitzroy Legister. He was wide open in the end zone. The pass was a little high. Legister leaped, but the pass had too much sauce on it. And now what will St. Peter's do? They're inside field goal territory for Nico Duarte. And it looks like the field goal unit is coming on. And out comes Nico Duarte on 4th down and 9.
If you're champ, you kind of set your feet there. You had an open pocket. You had a pocket to step up. You weren't necessarily getting hit. For a wide open receiver, you got to set your feet, step up, turn your body, step and throw.
So with 10:09 left to go in the 4th quarter, Nico Duarte on to make it a 2-possession game. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Nico Duarte, with his biggest field goal of the season, gives St. Peter's Prep a 10-0 lead, and Justin, more importantly, gives them a 2-possession lead.
First offensive points for St. Peter's Prep today, which is crazy to consider. And that is a 2-score lead, and it's important to note that it is 10-0. Yes, DePaul obviously needs a touchdown, but do they feel confident in their own field goal, team where, the snap on that field goal that they attempted in the first half, snap was a little high. So do they feel confident in their own field goal team to kick a field goal if they even want to tie the game?
So Duarte will come back out, ready to send it deep. 10:01 left to go in the 4th quarter. And St. Peter's Prep leads 10-0 over DePaul Catholic. Reminder to everybody, here on D1 Media Pro tomorrow, our day starts off bright and early, 10 a.m., with boys soccer. It'll be the West Orange Mountaineers, ranked number 20 in the state of New Jersey. They're on the road to face the Memorial Tigers. And then at 1 p.m., we have the Seton Hall Prep Pirates, their homecoming game, 1 p.m. kickoff. Ceremonies begin at noon. They play the Bayonne Bees. You can see all our upcoming games on our console on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. And a reminder that all our games can be viewed on demand here on D1 Media Pro, as a short end-over-end kick is fielded right around the 30-yard line by Javaris Williamson. And that's where DePaul will start with 9:59 to go in the 4th quarter. Both teams with all 3 of their timeouts. Justin, what's your game plan here if you're DePaul? Do you continue to try and work the ball through the ground, or are you going to try to go through the air?
Well, first of all, get a first down. Doesn't matter how it's done, doesn't matter how you kind of accomplish it. Get a first down where then you can reset, you can take a breath, because there's been a lot of 3-and-outs, there's been a lot of penalties, there's been a lot of negative plays that have set you far back, so just focus on getting a first down here.
Empty backfield for Rodriguez, throws it deep, has a man, and it's caught at the 35-yard line. Jaden Johnson in on the reception, and there's an explosive play you were talking about, Justin, just what DePaul needed at just the right time.
Well, they fooled me into thinking that you want to just get a first down, get comfortable, get your sea legs under you. No, Jaden Johnson uses speed. Jaden Johnson's probably the fastest guy on this team. Uses speed. Again, another big passing play in the middle of the field. Great job. Great ball placement, too. Placing it on the opposite side of where the defender is. Great throw by A.J. Rodriguez.
So the ball spotted down to the St. Peter's Prep 34-yard line. 9.5 left to go in the 4th quarter. Rodriguez under pressure. He's got to get rid of it. He does, and it's caught again. A great job by A.J. Rodriguez, and the ball comes out. Penalty markers come in. Penalty markers came in as the tackle was being made. I believe on the reception was Marshawn Ferguson, and now we have to check the penalty markers.
Great throw by A.J. Rodriguez on the run.
After the play, personal foul on St. Peter's Prep. So not only does that penalty come back to haunt the Marauders, half the distance to the goal, and it looks like it'll be first down and 10. No, it'll be first down and goal from the 10-yard line. So DePaul cannot pick up a first down. It's a touchdown or bust, or I should say, Justin, as you pointed out at the beginning of this drive, are they confident enough in their field goal unit after what happened in the first half? But nonetheless, the drive DePaul needed. Under 9 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. On the blitz, dumped out, near side, Almeida turns the corner, he's in! Touchdown DePaul! And just like that, the Spartans are right back in it with 8:48 to go in the 4th quarter.
I mean, that is brilliant, brilliant play design. You have the cornerback rushing in on a blitz, so guess what? One man's open, one man's not accounted for, and that's the running back, Almeida. Check down, touchdown. Almeida does the work, the yards after the catch. He's talented. He's one of the best skill positions players that they have for a reason. Beats his man to the goal line, and we have a ball game once again.
So out comes the field goal unit for DePaul. Good snap. Kick is a line drive, and somehow it made it through the uprights. That ball might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage, but nonetheless, the ball goes right through the uprights, and we have a one-possession game again. St. Peter's Prep 10, DePaul 7, 8:48 left to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back right after this. Back after the DePaul touchdown, they now trail St. Peter's Prep 10-7 in our national game of the week. And Justin is living up to the hype once again.
It certainly is. This kick is up.
And Zion Fowler will play it on a bounce and watch it sail out of bounds. A dangerous play there by Zion Fowler. St. Peter's Prep will have good starting field position at their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, every single drive so far for St. Peter's Prep is good starting field possession. So, Kevin, we're at a point in the game where both coaching staffs have to be telling their team this has been a second half that has been full of after the play penalties and personal foul penalties. You need to be telling both of these head coaches need to be telling their team right now, anything after the play you cannot have. Anything after the play you cannot have. There's been a total of 8 penalties for 80 yards, 8 penalties for 100 yards on both sides respectively. You just cannot have the extracurricular activity after the play. Get up, make the play, walk back to the huddle, because both teams are really shooting themselves in the foot right now for both of those respective reasons.
And Justin, we're on that penalty. St. Peter's Prep is going to elect to re-kick. They're going to have DePaul re-kick instead of taking the ball at the 35-yard line. So the hands team for both sides will come back out. So DePaul now will have to kick the ball from the 35-yard line. No, excuse me, the 30. You see where Tyler Brown puts the tee down, 35-yard line. So it's just a 5-yard penalty. But St. Peter's Prep confident in their 2 returners, Zion Fowler and Avery Powell. We'll see if this decision pays off by head coach Richie Hansen.
Confident in the returners, or are you confident in your offense that no matter where they're going to be, they're going to put 7 points on the board?
End over end kick fielded by Fowler at the 15-yard line. Out to the 20, 25, 30, cuts back, and the decision backfires on the Marauders. They lose 5 yards on having DePaul re-kick. So it'll be first down and 10 from the 30-yard line for St. Peter's Prep. 8:41 left to go in the fourth quarter. Kevin Connolly alongside Justin Pennick, Joseph Henry, with you here from Haven Point in Jersey City, New Jersey. National Game of the Week here on the NFHS Network. Back-to-back weeks we've had the National Game of the Week here on D1 Media Pro. Last week, St. Peter's Prep, a 2-point conversion in double overtime gave them a 22-21 win over Seton Hall Prep. And here they're in another tightly contested battle with undefeated DePaul. They lead 10-7. They've only had 1 offensive touchdown today. That came on the last drive for DePaul. Champ Long takes the snap, and he falls down. Tried an option play with Sam Slade and got tripped up in the backfield. He lost 5 yards on the carry, and it's 2nd and 15. Justin, it didn't look like indecision, just looked like he got tripped up.
Yeah. You know, running the ball overall today as we have another stoppage.
We have an injured DePaul player down on the field. Looks like that is Quair Price.
Yeah, that's big.
Who is injured. He quickly gets up to his feet, and he will hustle off. on the far sideline.
You know, so if you're St. Peter's Prep, the quick intermediate passing game worked on the previous drive. You really want that to work this drive as well to see if you can move the chains here. At least you want to buy some time.
JJJ, you're in the parking lot, you're blocking someone.
Buy some time, get some time off this clock.
42 LJJ, thank you.
Second down and 15. 8:17 left to go in the fourth quarter. They'll hand off this time, and Slade gets met in the backfield. Chris Chiza in on the tackle with another loss of 5, and it's 3rd and 20.
Loss of 5.
Right up there again.
After a relatively quiet first half, Chris Chiza, number 3, linebacker. The Mike linebacker of that defense is having a really good second half. He's making plays in the backfield, causing negative plays. And another situation where, you know, an offense to this game is finding themselves in a 3rd and long and a 3rd and almost unmanageable.
7:35 and counting left to go here in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 20. Long back to pass. Has time, steps up, now he'll run, tries to jump through defenders, and he's brought down after a gain of 9, but it brings up 4th down and 11, and out comes the St. Peter's Prep punt team.
We'll bring up 4th down.
Again, at least what you wanted to accomplish on that drive if you're St. Peter's is at least get some time off this clock, churn some clock a little bit, see if you can play the field position game, because that's really what this game has been. It's been a very field position game, at least in the first half, but in the second half, I feel like almost every single drive for both offenses, they've started off at like good field position. Obviously, DePaul was able to take advantage of it last time with the touchdown. Let's see how good of a punt Champ Long can put on this one.
Last time Long punted, it was deflected at the line of scrimmage. This time he gets over a booming end-over-end punt that is fielded on the run at the 40-yard line. Johnson still on his feet past midfield, cuts back, and he's brought down inside St. Peter's Prep territory, and a penalty marker back behind the play near the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a hold on St. Peter's Prep. Official signaled holding on St. Peter's Prep. Johnson was spotted down at the 41-yard line after the punt return, and the penalty is a hold on the Marauders. So with 6:35 left to go in the fourth quarter, DePaul set up perfectly. Now they'll mark off the penalty yardage, and it will be 1st down and 10 from the 31-yard line.
10 at the 31-yard line after the holding penalty.
Justin, just about 3 minutes ago in game time, we're talking about how St. Peter's Prep has to be feeling great because they're up 2 possessions.
Yep.
Now in a blink of an eye, they could be trailing in this game.
Absolutely. And if DePaul, you got to be feeling good about the way that you moved the ball in that previous drive, explosive plays. So what do you have up your sleeve this time? And penalty on St. Peter's Prep. Two penalties in a row.
That'll move DePaul 5 yards closer, and offside on the Marauders. It's 1st down and 5 from the 26-yard line. And DePaul is feeling it now. They can sense how momentum has shifted on a Friday night here in Jersey City. Rodriguez takes the snap, hands off. Almeida runs into a wall, and he'll be brought down. Looks like he lost a yard on the play. It'll be singing at 2nd and 6.
It's a great job by that St. Peter's Prep front 7. They want to get Almeida going. Almeida just had the touchdown. See if you can force him into a somewhat of a 3rd and long and make a play on your end.
Both teams with 3 timeouts left. 2nd down and 6 from the 27 for DePaul. Rodriguez back to pass, throws over the middle, and throws behind and at the feet of his intended target, Jake Kukera, and will bring up 3rd and 6.
That's a big play there, Kevin. Kukera had some space. He had some separation. There was an opportunity for yards after the catch, and we saw Kukera on a first half reception, how he was barreling over Marauder defenders. So that's a big missed opportunity there.
3rd down and 6. 5:50 to go in the 4th quarter. A big play in determining the outcome of this game. Ferguson in motion. The snap went off him. The ball's loose. It's still loose, and it's picked up by St. Peter's. The worst possible outcome on a play like that for DePaul. And the Marauders take over on the 2nd fumble of the game by DePaul.
And that was the 2nd time it happened in a similar fashion, where there's a player going in motion at the snap. But if the wide receiver's right over the center's rear end and the ball snapped, then it's going to be deflected. I mean, there's been problems kind of all game between the center to quarterback exchange, and it's biting DePaul in this 2nd half.
So now the ball spotted at the St. Peter's Prep 40-yard line. 5:44 left to go in the 4th quarter, and a golden opportunity for DePaul to either tie or take the lead in this one has now been thrown out the window, and they'll rely on their stout defense to try and get their offense the ball back. Marauders keep it on the ground. Sam Slade trying to turn the corner, and he'll fall forward for a gain of 2.
You know, St. Peter's did it. The one drive that they had that went for a touchdown, they utilized the quick intermediate passing game, and they just haven't been able to do it. It's very head-scratching on how they haven't, you know, whether it's looks that they're not seeing, if it's on DePaul and their schematics where they're not giving that wide receiver separation, but they just haven't been able to move the ball through the air and move the ball through the air quickly and getting yards after the catch, and I think it's disrupted the flow of their offense.
5 minutes left to go in this 4th quarter and counting. 2nd down and 8 for St. Peter's Prep from the 42-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground once again with Slade. He has room, cuts back, and brought down just shy of midfield. It'll be a gain of 6, and now it brings up a 3rd down and 2. Justin, if you're DePaul, when do you start burning some timeouts? Wait till after this play, see if they pick up a 1st down?
I'd say so, yeah.
Under 4.5 to go. Clock keeps moving, and St. Peter's Prep is in no hurry.
Trust your defense that they've been able to not allow explosive plays, where really at this point in the game, Kevin, you know, Prep has not been able to sustain drives, so you're playing to prevent the explosive play as St. Peter's Prep runs up to the line with the purpose. Under center.
Marauders go under center. Long takes the snap. He'll take it himself, and he's got the 1st down. What a push from his offensive line. Champ Long picks up 3 or 4 yards on the ground, and it's a 1st down for the Marauders.
You rarely ever see that. You rarely ever see Champ Long going under center. And Kevin, I mean, that was a 3rd and a long 2 or 3 yards to go QB sneak, but what a push by that front 5 for St. Peter's Prep. And that was a 4th and 4, as we have from our statistician Renato Rodriguez in the booth.
So he picks up the yards needed and more. DePaul doesn't burn a timeout yet. We'll see what happens now. 3:30 and counting left to go in the 4th quarter. The Marauders again hurry to the line of scrimmage. Long takes the snap. Handoff Slade running forward. Dives forward for a gain of 1. And DePaul calls timeout. So it'll bring it up 2nd down and 9. 3:17 left to go in the 4th quarter. And now, Justin, if you're DePaul, you have to sell out here, and you can't let St. Peter's Prep get a 1st down, because that could end the game.
Nope. And I don't know if offensive coordinator O'Flaherty is going to call something down the field to get the explosive play. I don't know if he trusts it, but you know what, Kevin? I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't
after last week.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not putting anything past this St. Peter's Prep coaching staff to be aggressive and to try and coach to win this football game. Don't worry about putting it in the hands of your defense, even though I think you do trust your defense. Don't even worry about putting it in the hands of your defense. You have the game. You have control of the game right now. Get a couple more 1st downs. Have DePaul burn their timeouts and possibly put some points on the board yourself right here.
So DePaul with 2 timeouts left. in this second half. St. Peter's Prep with all 3 of their timeouts in their back pocket. 3:17 left to go in the fourth quarter. And it'll be a 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Marauders from the DePaul 47-yard line. Champ long in the shotgun. They keep it on the ground. Sam Slade makes a man miss, still on his feet, and he's brought down. And another timeout is called by DePaul. They'll give Slade 3 yards on the carry, so 3rd down and 6 coming up with 3:10 left to play in the fourth quarter. Now, Justin, we talked about it in that first timeout. You said you're not putting anything past St. Peter's Prep after what they did last week, going for the 2-point conversion, doing a Philly special and winning the game. 3rd down and 6. What are you looking for here? 3rd down, call it even 7. 3rd down.
I'm looking for them to be somewhat conservative because this DePaul defensive line is menacing. They've had Champ Long running for his life kind of all day. I'm looking for them to be a little bit more conservative, but guess what? Like I said, I am not putting anything past offensive coordinator Ryan O'Flaherty in terms of maybe calling something up to try and get a big play and to try to move the chains here.
And what you see in the middle of your screen right now is Xavier Miles having to be helped off the field. That's a big loss for the St. Peter's Prep offensive line on a critical 3rd down play.
Young guard Xavier Miles he's a sophomore.
Ravi Struck, the sophomore, comes in to replace him on the offensive line for St. Peter's Prep. So it'll be 3rd down and 7, 3:10 left to go in the fourth quarter. DePaul with only 1 timeout left.
11 personnel on the field for St. Peter's.
Long flip. Slade has the corner out to the 40-yard line, and he's got the first down. Looks like he has the first down. We'll wait for the official spot. We'll see what the referee on the near side motions. It looks like he has it.
Indications are, and it is a St. Peter's first down.
It looks like they're going to bring the chains over to measure.
But that was a great play on 3rd down to run it on a 3rd and long. You put Joe Assign, the tight end, in motion pre-snap, and you run a little pitch towards the outside. You saw that play a few times last week in Seton Hall. Haven't seen it a lot today. They are going to bring out the chains here, and this is a big measurement. Coach Richie Hansen is going to be looking right over.
Yeah, he's right on the ball.
Right on top of the ball.
Bring out the chains. It's either a 1st down or 4th and a foot. 3:04 left to go. They bring out the chains, and it's a St. Peter's Prep first down.
First down.
So Sam Slade gets the job done. He gets, and I mean literally, just enough yards to pick up the first down, move the chains for St. Peter's Prep. Clock is currently stopped with 3:04 to go in the fourth quarter, and DePaul only with 1 timeout left. I think the clock will stop because I think they'll say Slade went out of bounds.
Yep.
But we'll see if the officials wind the clock or not.
So, Kevin, if you're seeing 11 personnel on the field and you're seeing that tight end, number 99, Joe Assign, on the field, I'm thinking it's a run. If he at any point comes off the field, then I'm betting it's a pass.
So the clock will not start. Slade did get out of bounds. So DePaul gets to hold on to that last timeout they have. But St. Peter's Prep now, as long as they keep it on the ground, Justin, they can burn a lot of this remaining 3:04 off the clock. It's a handoff up the middle, running forward in the backfield. That was Jalen Klein, the freshman. He picks up a couple yards. It'll be 3 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 7. DePaul not using that timeout yet. 2:45 left to go.
3 yards, 2nd and 7.
Justin, do you wait until 3rd down or after 3rd down to burn the timeout? What do you do right now?
At this point, the priority is stopping the St. Peter's Prep offense. Keep that timeout in your back burner for when it situationally makes sense for you to use.
Marauders in no hurry. Now they hurry up to the line of scrimmage after breaking the huddle. Klein, the freshman, is still in the backfield. Sam Slade is on the sideline, and now St. Peter's Prep is going to burn their first time out of the half with 2:17 left to go in the fourth quarter.
That's big there.
It would have been a delay of game.
Yeah, they allowed St. Peter's Prep to call that timeout as soon as the official on the far side of the field on the 20-yard line, as soon as he kind of threw the flag.
So, Justin, if you're a fan of St. Peter's Prep, you were able to laugh through these first 3 games of the year. But these last 2 games, the 22-21 double overtime win over Seton Hall, and now this game right here against DePaul, they'll make your heart levels jump a little bit.
And especially, Seton Hall Prep, you looked at that game and that was a that was a hard-fought game by both sides. This game, in both teams, they have shot themselves in the foot with the after-the-play extracurricular activity penalties. And it's given both sides, it's given both offenses favorable field positions, but nobody has really been able to take advantage of that. And the main difference is in this game is that special teams touchdown returned by C.J. Wesley in the first half.
2:17 left to go. It's a handoff. Sam Slade back in there, runs forward, picks up a yard, and it doesn't look like DePaul is going to use that timeout just yet, and they will not as the clock continues to move. Now 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 6 coming for St. Peter's Prep. A first down, for all intents and purposes, ends the game. DePaul has 1 timeout in their back pocket. Justin, you have to keep this ball on the ground, right?
I would believe so, especially you see that 11 personnel is still out on the football field with 1 tight end. St. Peter's Prep does not throw the ball a lot with 1 tight end on the field.
135, Long takes the snap, hands off Slade, running forward. He'll fall forward for a gain of another yard, and DePaul's going to burn their final timeout of this second half. 1:29 left to go in the fourth quarter. And it looks like there's an injured Spartan on the ground. Is now coming to his feet is Quair Price. So it's 4th down and 5. The ball is spotted at the DePaul 34-yard line. And Justin, it'll be interesting to see what happens. You send the punt team out, you try to pin them deep.
Yeah.
If you don't get it here, DePaul's in really good starting field position.
Yeah, the focus has to be, here on the punt, because I think there's no doubt that you are going to punt the ball here. I don't think there's an option to really go for it.
Even if you do punt it, you can tell Champ Long to punt it as high and far as he can, and that would still burn at least 10 seconds off this clock.
I'm not even thinking far. I'm thinking just high in the air and get the hang time on it. Odds are, even if it goes 10 yards, you're still going to be landing around the 20-yard line. I think you want to avoid the ball going in the end zone here. I think you want to avoid a return because you have currently Jaden Johnson, who is awesome, and now offense is on the field.
Or this could this be a hard count? Could this be a hard count?
Or does Champ Long actually just punt the ball here?
And penalty markers come in. I think St. Peter's Prep might have jumped.
Yeah.
And they did. So that makes the decision for head coach Richie Hansen probably a lot easier for him.
Yeah, and
I think it was Zion Fowler on the far sideline who flinched.
You buy yourself 5 yards. You buy yourself 5 yards there. Now, the fact that the wide receiver flinched made me think that they actually were going to run a play there. I thought that maybe it was going to be one of those situations where the offense is still out on the field.
And Champ Long, he's not back far enough in the shotgun to try and get a good punt out off this. They try to get them to jump again. DePaul doesn't bite on those 2 hard counts. There's 1:29 left to go in the fourth quarter. Ball spotted.
There you go.
And now Champ Long backs up. Now he looks like he's going to punt this ball himself, and he will. It's a line drive right at the middle. Takes a great St. Peter's Prep bounce. That ball still rolling inside the 10, inside the 5. It's still rolling. The Marauders are blowing it down towards the 3-yard line, and the clock will stop with 1:16 left to go in the fourth quarter. And now with no timeouts, Justin, DePaul is up a creek without a paddle right now.
Yeah, they have produced the explosive play in the second half, and that's what they're going to need to produce something, get a first down. High school football, the clock stops. And when you get a first down, as soon as you get set, then the clock will start rolling again. But they kind of need an explosive play, need a miracle here to try and get at least into field goal range to tie this game.
10-7 St. Peter's Prep, 1:16 left to go in the fourth quarter. The ball is spotted at DePaul's own 3-yard line. They have no timeouts. Justin, they have to go at least 80 yards in 1:16 with no timeouts, you'd assume. Rodriguez takes the snap. Drops back, throws a deep ball over the middle, and it's caught! It is caught! Dizzy Jones! The big play DePaul needed. The clock stops briefly for the chains to reset. 1:10 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Beautiful route ran by Dizzy Jones.
Ball's at the 35-yard line. DePaul right back up to the line. 1:05. Throw out to the far side. Caught and out of bounds. Jake Kuchera goes out of bounds after a gain of 5, maybe 6. 1:02 left to go and the clock is stopped. It is a gain of 5. Second down and 5 for DePaul, and now it gives them a chance to huddle.
That's exactly how you want to start. You couldn't script up a better start. Explosive play, first down, clock stops, clock rolls, you get out of bounds on the next play.
1:02 left, second down and 5. DePaul started this drive at their own 3-yard line. Play action. Throw over the middle, almost intercepted. Streaking in to try and pick that pass off was Hassan Moore. And it'll bring up third down. Rodriguez was looking for Kuchera once again. 55.8 seconds left.
Hassan Moore, who's mostly lining up at wide receiver, but I think this is a drive where you're having an extra defensive back there, and Hassan Moore made a great play on the football. No pass interference, timed it perfectly, made a play on the football, not on the defender.
Third and 5, 55 seconds left. 4-down territory, obviously, for DePaul. Marauders bring a blitz, throw out to the far side, caught, first down, streaking up, now cutting back off field. There goes Jones. Jones cuts back, and he's brought down inside the 30-yard line. Dizzy Jones, Justin, he didn't go out of bounds.
No.
He cut back to the middle of the field. Clock briefly stopped, 45 seconds left.
Ballsy.
Now the clock moves, 40 seconds left. Ball inside the 30-yard line. Rodriguez calls his own number, cuts back at the 20, 15, 10, he cuts back, and he's brought down inside the 10-yard line. 31 seconds left, first down and goal for DePaul.
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable effort by this offense right now.
Under 30 seconds left. Rodriguez under center, and he's going to spike it. Rodriguez spikes the ball with 24.9 seconds left. And Justin, I said DePaul was up a creek without a paddle. Boy, these Spartans are good swimmers.
Oh my. Now the clock isn't even a question because you have 3 plays. You have 3 plays to get in the end zone. Basically, you're not going for a field goal here. If the clock gets down to a certain point, if you take a sack, then I think a field goal is going to come into it. But the clock, I don't even think is a factor right now. It's just a matter of if you're the offense, you're thinking of putting 7 points on the board and nothing else.
24.9 seconds left. Second down and goal from the 8-yard line for DePaul. Rodriguez takes the snap. He's under pressure. Rolls out, and he's going to go down. The ball comes out. The referees will say that Rodriguez is down. The clock is stopped. I don't know why. There it goes. 15, 14. An injured DePaul player is down with 11 seconds left. An injured Spartan is down, and it looks like that's Rodriguez. Rodriguez is down after the sack, and Justin, I think that's a 10-second runoff, so it'd leave 1.9 left.
Yeah, now, looked like the injury occurred, at least the...
And now Rodriguez gets back up and jogs over to the far sideline. A bit of gamesmanship, maybe?
I certainly wouldn't think it's gamesmanship.
Well, he'll have to come off for a play, regardless. And now we're just seeing if that's going to be a 10-second runoff.
At the time of the injury, there was at least 15 seconds left on the clock. So do they put 4 seconds back on to take 10 off, and then there's about 5 seconds left?
They're not going to adjust the clock at all. Third down and goal from the 28-yard line. Justin, what do you do here? Clock now moving. DePaul has to hurry. They don't know the clock has started. Coming into quarterback, Patrick Grusser. Grusser charges up, throws downfield, incomplete, no time left on the clock. St. Peter's Prep will win it. Marauders survive an epic last-minute charge from DePaul to keep their undefeated season alive and move to 5-0 on the year. Justin, back-to-back national games of the week that have lived up to the hype and then some.
Absolutely. Again, I said the same thing about Seton Hall last week, and I'm going to say the same thing about DePaul this week. What an incredible effort on that final drive to get even in a position to even just win the game and to have the final play be in the end zone or just out of the reach of the end zone. That was an incredible effort, incredible game by both teams, both sides. A little sloppy with penalties, but again, these national games of the week, they fit the bill, they fit their expectation, and St. Peter's Prep is going to stay undefeated.
AJ Rodriguez had to come off because of the injury. It was Patrick Brewster who came on to throw the Hail Mary, and he threw it out of the back of the end zone, and the pass fell incomplete. Justin, where do we start first?
Well, I mean, I think we should start at the play of the game, which is that sack by Eric Perez. Eric Perez had an awesome sack to really virtually seal and end this game because Rodriguez went down. There was a pseudo running clock situation. Rodriguez had to come off the field. The backup quarterback comes in, and the ball goes in the back of the end zone. But Eric Perez making the game-saving play of that sack when really, I mean, DePaul was knocking on the door of taking the lead in this game, and Perez made that play, got the sack, and game over.
Justin, they started that final drive at their own 3-yard line with 1 minute and 16 seconds on the clock and no timeouts. And just over a minute, they got down to the 8-yard line. But we talked about it off air at halftime. This St. Peter's Prep defense, it's bend, don't break, and you saw it there again. Yeah,
and frankly, the mentality that the St. Peter's Prep defense is taking is bend, don't break. That hasn't been their bread and butter over the last few years. It's been, don't bend, don't break. But over the last couple weeks, they faced some better offenses. They faced offense that have been really nasty. They hit you hard. They grind out plays, which certainly DePaul grinded out this game, and they had an opportunity there at the end. But St. Peter's Prep, the sign of a good team is bend but don't break. And certainly they won this game, and they won that game with that mentality.
And then obviously we have to look at probably the play of the game, the field goal block by Avery Powell, the 97-yard touchdown return by C.J. Wesley. St. Peter's Prep only touchdown today. Yeah,
it's not how they usually win games, but this is how great teams win games. They find a way. I think that's a sports phrase. It's a phrase that you say as a fan all the time. Well, this player has to find a way. This team has to find a way. And St. Peter's Prep, over the course of the final 2 weeks, they have found a way to come out with a victory. Not just relying on their defense, not just relying on their explosive play offense, but on their special teams too that can provide that explosive play for them too.
Talk about special teams. Let's not forget about what ended up being a game-winning field goal by Nico Duarte. You talk about non-professional kickers. You either love them or you hate them. And a high school kicker came up with a big field goal here to win the game for the Marauders.
When Nico Duarte works very hard. He works very hard in the offseason. It's actually kind of a joy to see him on the sideline. Doesn't talk to a lot of people. He's always stretching. He's always warming up. He's always staying ready for that any game situation that he has to go out there and he has to perform. And he, frankly, because St. Peter's Prep didn't score an offensive touchdown today, he was not asked to go out there and kick a lot of extra points. So he didn't have his sea legs under him. He didn't have a lot of reps under him. But in the most important rep of today, he got the job done.
So from an offensive perspective, it certainly wasn't pretty. St. Peter's Prep comes away with a 10-7 victory over DePaul Catholic in the National Federation of High School Sports Game of the Week. Now, Justin, let's take a brief look ahead. St. Peter's Prep next week, they're back on the road in a hostile environment. They're playing Don Bosco Prep.
Yeah, and Don Bosco is certainly a familiar opponent to St. Peter's Prep. They've transformed as a team the last couple years, where they're not as dominant as maybe they once was. But on the road, who knows what's going to happen in St. Peter's Prep. Overall, they have not looked like the same dominant team like they were the first 3 weeks of the season. The last 2 weeks, these games have come down to the wire, and it easily could have been a coin flip where both teams, either team, could have walked away with the win. So certainly not taking Don Bosco Prep for granted. They're a historic and they're a great program, and I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah, last two plays for St. Peter's Prep, the last two games, they've come down to the last play of the game. That's not an exaggeration. The last two games have come down to the last play. Now for DePaul, they'll have to quickly lick their wounds and get right back on it, because next Friday night they host another up-and-coming team in the Super Football Conference, Del Barton Green Wave.
Yeah, and DePaul, similar to Seton Hall last week, has to feel good about the effort that they put forward today. I mean, nobody thought that they were going to be in this game, I'm pretty sure. You know, DePaul is an up-and-coming program. St. Peter's Prep has been a powerhouse in New Jersey for years. So the fact that DePaul competed in this game and it came down to the very last play, recover from this, and have a great game next week.
So St. Peter's Prep, a 10-7 win over DePaul Catholic to improve to 5-0 on the year. Their quest for a perfect season continues. As for DePaul, they dropped their first game of the year. They lose 3-1. So that'll do it for Joseph Henry, Justin Pennick. My name is Kevin Connolly. Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Friday Night Lights here on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network, as well as the National Game of the Week, both on the NFHS Network and on MaxPrep. Once again, have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it from Frazier.
Garden to the end zone. What a catch. Mackay, it's on touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Wins it. The championship.
He's going to take it himself.
And we're live at the 2021 back-to-school season kickoff.
Taylor in the QB position surveys his options. Now where is he sending it?
Oh, excellent decision on the mouth guard.
Wow, Ryan, it's a great passing play from Taylor to his mom. Will we see a touchdown, though?
And she converts. Taylor is ecstatic. The definition of teamwork.
Absolutely, Ryan.
Number 29, Jacob Garver on the run. Brought down by number 2, Jordan Crook. Pass complete to number 15, J.J. White. There's a flag on the play.
And we're live at the 2021 back-to-school season kickoff.
Taylor in the QB position surveys his options. Now where is he sending it?
Oh, excellent decision on the mouth guard.
Wow, Ryan, it's a great passing play from Taylor to his mom. Will we see a touchdown, though?
And she converts! Taylor is ecstatic! The definition of teamwork.
Absolutely, Ryan.
And we're live at the 2021 back-to-school season kickoff.
Taylor in the QB position surveys his options. Now where is he sending it?
Oh, excellent decision on the mouth guard.
Wow, Ryan, it's a great passing play from Taylor to his mom. Will we see a touchdown, though?
And she converts! Taylor is ecstatic! The definition of teamwork.
Absolutely, Ryan.
Dewey Simpson on the return from the 10-yard line. A return of 24 yards to the 34-yard line. First down and 10 for the Tigers.
And we're live at the 2021 back-to-school season kickoff.
Taylor in the QB position surveys his options. Now where is he sending it?
Oh, excellent decision on the mouth guard.
Wow, Ryan, it's a great passing play from Taylor to his mom. Will we see a touchdown, though?
And she converts! Taylor is ecstatic! The definition of teamwork.
Absolutely, Ryan.
we're live at the 2021 back-to-school season kickoff.
Taylor in the QB position surveys his options. Now where is he sending it?
Oh, excellent decision on the mouth guard.
Wow, Ryan, it's a great passing play from Taylor to his mom. Will we see a touchdown, though?
And she converts! Taylor is ecstatic! The definition of teamwork.
Absolutely, Ryan.
Well, that's the number one thing. Getting out of the end zone off of one touchdown that we kind of gave to them because of offensive turnover.
We saw Sammy Smith versus Ryan Williams go out late in the first half with dings. What's their condition for the second half?
Sammy's okay. Ryan probably won't play in the second half.
Thanks, Tim.
That is Kevin with the coach, brought to you by O'Neill Masaki Family Law. 21-7 is our score as we get set. And we close out, by the way, the Miller Park Baptist Ion. Jaheim Patterson as well. He's a wing back, although they did not really use that wing set in the first half. Started with a Purity Oilfield Services starting lineups offensively for Everman. Again, we talked about very large offensive line, averaging 284 per man. Tackles are Brandon Wade and Seth Martin. Martin is TCU bound, career starter, 6'4", 300-pound senior. The guards are Yariel Robles, a freshman, and on the right side, Nicholas Randall. The center is Adrian Anderson. Wide receivers, Ethan Smith and Jamiri Davis are the two to keep the closest eye on. Jaheim Patterson as well. He's a wing back, although they did not really use that wing set in the first half. On the outside, Eric Key in the middle. Cornerbacks are Sammy Steffi and Jaden Allen, and your safeties are Talon Kessler, who have the and BJ Allen. Shotgun snap. This is going to be a keeper to the 10 and the 15. Like 13 on the carry, and it'll be a first down and 10 coming up for the Bulldogs.
That's a great play by Bestman there to
we're live at the 2021 back-to-school season kickoff.
Taylor in the QB position surveys his options. Now where is he sending it?
Oh, excellent decision on the mouth guard.
Wow, Ryan, it's a great passing play from Taylor to his mom. Will we see a touchdown, though?
And she converts! Taylor is ecstatic! The definition of teamwork.
Absolutely, Ryan.
Here.
Tough catch right there for both to try to bring in. You know, right when he tried to catch the ball, the defender's there and put a hit on, which was tough to come up with.
And we're live at the 2021 back-to-school season kickoff.
Taylor in the QB position surveys his options. Now where is he sending it?
Oh, excellent decision on the mouth guard.
Wow, Ryan, it's a great passing play from Taylor to his mom. Will we see a touchdown, though?
And she converts! Taylor is ecstatic! The definition of teamwork.
Absolutely, Ryan.
Turnovers corralled by the defense. Let's get you the drive summary there. 4 plays, 42 yards. The DJ Allen interception set it up. Drive took just a minute 19 off the clock. Sammy Steffi runs the final 17 yards. And that one will go halfway into the end zone for the touchback. Everman with I think at least shades or thoughts of upset, and rightfully so in that second quarter. It was 21-0. Late first, they put a touchdown on the board, made it 21-7. Had multiple opportunities in the second quarter to score again, starting in plus territory. They would have made it a one-score game going into the locker room. With the Bearcats defense, and here in the second half, they continued it with turnovers. Bearcats offense gifted them a couple times.
They've scored on all the turnovers, right, Deacon?
Yeah, they've held up there in the
Deacon?
Yes. They've been
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
They've been able to keep them out of the ones in the third quarter.
Shotgun snap. Under some pressure, Bassett just going to fling up high and out of bounds.
Yeah, the pick was at the
Jaden Allen there showing why he's likely to be a very highly recruited player in the next couple of years. Able to break on the ball like that, letting the receiver get any separation from him, almost like an interception. It's a great play by him. 2 of 10 on third down.
Everman 2 of 10 on third down tries. This ball game, third down and 10. That's been their average need all night. Average needing 10. They need 10 here. Under pressure, sack number 3.
76 on the side.
Garrett Key, the first there.
76.
They kind of got him changing directions, and then Ryan Wheeler rather, finishes him off.
Bearcats brought pressure at the right time there. Key and Wheeler able to get back there and investment, get him on the ground.
Rearranges the score. It's now 44-7. I'm always intrigued by what teams choose to do. They free kick. They can do what they want. They can punt it. They can kick it off and kick it off. And they're going to set up the tee.
It's kind of a humiliation when you give up a safety, then you got to kick it back.
Acevedo, their place kicker, approaches the four straight drives now. Deacon that started plus territory and is here in the second half. So great field position again for Aledo. Already has 3 touchdowns and a safety in 10 minutes and 18
Deacon,
seconds.
are you keeping track of my post-game interviews?
It goes to show how well they're playing. They don't have their starting quarterback or starting
I talked to Bookie yet?
This half. They're still being able to get the ball downfield. So they're clicking on all cylinders.
And I am tonight.
Okay.
Boss Haney is your quarterback. Power pistol formation set to the left. That is the wide side of the field. And he calls for it, has it. Outside handoff. Sammy Steffi's going to turn the corner. 45 and makes a business decision. And a smart business decision. Here's a late flag. Runs out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And we'll see. I'm guessing this is going to end up being against Aledo. what there was just a foot race to the boundary.
Yeah, I don't know if one of the receivers out there on the edge maybe got called for holding or what happened.
He didn't get pushed late, did he?
It didn't look like it in the flag, but the flag did come in really late. So.
AJ.
How well they're playing. They don't have their starting quarterback or starting.
I talked to Bookie yet?
This half, they're still being able to move the ball downfield. So they're clicking on all cylinders.
And I am tonight.
Okay.
Hoss Haney is your quarterback. Power pistol formation set to the left. That is the wide side of the field. And he calls for it, has it, outside handoff. Sammy Steffi's going to turn the corner. 45 and makes a business decision, and a smart business decision. Here's a late flag. Runs out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And we'll see. I'm guessing this is
six
for his first catch of the night, and Jaheim bootleg rollout. Hoss Haney again trying to find Llewellyn, but Llewellyn fell to the turf when he broke. Maybe his feet tangled up with Jeremiah McCray. It's incomplete. And it'll bring up second down and 10. Well, you can just see that sprinter speed from Steffi when he cut it straight upfield. He was just blowing past people.
He was, like I said, you get down to almost 25 yards without being touched. I mean, you have special speed back there, so he's a really dangerous weapon for the Bearcat.
Second and 10 from the 31 on the Everman side of the football. Smaller presentation of Billy Harris Roofing, same name and number since 1973. This is KTFW 92.1 AFM.
Presents For the Love of the Trade game highlights. Lady Flash, intercepted. Oh, great. Sack. No hot water. Tackle. All your floating needs. Touchdown. Another sack came over.
First and goal from 2.
Still playing 24/7. Protecting the plan since 1960. Oh, Roto-Rooter. Footwear. Anyone set it 341. ROTO. Or visit rotorooter.com. License number 2840.
Last time Bearcats played Everman on this Hoss Haney is your quarterback. Connor Smith in the backfield, along with Dylan Ward. They are set in kind of an I formation off to the side of Hoss Haney. Two receivers split to the left side, one to the right. Among the receivers, Gavin Olenjack in the ballgame. Shotgun snap, and off. Smith picking his way through, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Connor Smith from 3 yards out. Bearcats take advantage again, and now on top 50-7.
94 will be the kicker. 94 will be the kicker.
In the backfield, he was able to make a good move, get outside.
Bearcats football, a presentation of the Moritz family of dealerships, family owned since 1974. This is Bearcats football on KTFW 92.1 Hank FM.
In the real estate market, like no
How are we on the spot, sir?
a hero to bring you and your family home.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Your hero in the search for back.
Behind.
Legacy Willow Park, 817-441-8059.
What do you think, Keys, Devon Keys, or Boogie Thompson for defense?
Legacy of Willow Park. Start your own legacy today.
Bearcats drive summary, 6 plays, 47 yards, a minute 50 off the clock, and it was Hunter Smith, 3 yards. Two picks and a fumble, 17-40 time of possession for Aledo, 18-20 for Everman. Here's a handoff going to the left side to Mondre Ross on the carry, and he'll pick up. Okay. Get it up to the 28-yard line, so 3 on the carry, second down and 7.
Deacon, come on.
Starting to filter in extra playing time for those among the non-starters for tonight's game for Aledo. Shotgun look with the back on either side. Handoff goes right side this time, patiently waiting across the 30 to the 31. A 3-yard pickup there as the handoff goes to Jonathan Wilson. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
TC made their Seth Martin, the right tackle for Everman. Did a great job blocking down, getting open the running lane there for Wilson. He's played really well tonight. You know, we haven't talked too much about him being an offensive line, but you're going to see him playing on Saturdays. He's a really good player. He's physical. He's
Complete wholesale changes on the defense.
They're doing a good job.
Again, the 3-back look, or 2-back look rather. Tight end set to the right, split receiver to either side. Ross is to the left of Bassett. Wilson to the right, handoff goes to Ross, and
get back to not turn the ball over, keep running it straight at the Bearcats, and see if they can't make something happen. to the right, I would expect a whole lot of Connor Smith the rest of the way. He'll take the first handoff, go right side, bounces it out to the decides to bounce out again, and that was his mistake. He picks up 2 on the play. I think if he had continued on instead of trying to get that extra bump to the outside, he might have simply will stop the clock.
They tell you not to, but I am whipping out a calculator every chance I can get.
And we're live at the 2021 back-to-school season kickoff.
Taylor in the QB position surveys his options. Now where is he sending it?
Oh, excellent decision on the mouth guard.
Wow, Ryan, it's a great passing play from Taylor to his mom. Will we see a touchdown, though?
And she converts. Taylor is ecstatic. The definition of teamwork.
Absolutely, Ryan.